Hello, my YouTube friends. How are you this morning? It's Elizabeth, Finding Elizabeth, and this is my weekly update for the week of, I think, June 11th or 12th. I wanted to say a big thank you to my new subscribers. There have been a lot over the last week or two, and so I just want to say thank you to you guys, and I'm putting this to rest. I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who reached out to me over the past few days over the most recent Naked Truth. There were a lot of comments and great discussion on YouTube. I am always open and wanting to hear everybody's different perspectives. Although in the moment I may think I'm right about something, I will always listen to what other people have to say. It may take me a day or two, but I really enjoyed the feedback, and most particularly, I probably got 100 private messages over the last 2 days about this, and they were really, really moving, and I want to thank everyone who took the time to do that. So anyway, thank you guys. Because there's a lot of new subscribers, I wanted to kind of hit on my journey a little bit more, my weight loss journey a little more than I usually do. And here's the thing, I've got 10 minutes and then I have to be out of here because I'm going to go meet some weight loss surgery friends who I'm really excited to see. So that's a task. Let's see if I can do that. So I have been overweight my entire life to varying degrees. My highest weight was 402 pounds, which I hit in January of 2014. That was when I began my bariatric program with Kaiser here in Southern California. The Kaiser program required that we lose 10% of our weight pre-op and attend, I don't even remember how long it was now, probably 3 months of pre-op classes before we could be approved for surgery. During that pre-op period, I lost 10% of my weight, which was 40 pounds. So when I had surgery, which was vertical sleeve gastrectomy on April 14th, 2014, I weighed 360.6 pounds. I had gone into the process wanting RNY. You know, the sleeve worked really well for me. My surgeon felt that even though I was super, super morbidly obese, my BMI, I think, was 67 when I started, I didn't have a lot of health complications, surprisingly, and so he recommended that I go with the sleeve. I mean, sometimes now I wish I would have had RNY, but whatever, I've done great with the sleeve. So I was 48, I think, when I had my surgery. I am 51 now. I am 5'4". I have lost about 200 pounds. Like, my highest weight loss was 3 pounds, of which I have kept 90% of that weight off for 2 years. I am focused on getting down to 180 pounds and then trying to get plastic surgery. So right now, today, it's crazy. I should have done my update video yesterday, which I usually do updates on Monday. Yesterday, I was 214 pounds, which was like a 1.8 pound loss from the previous week. And today, for whatever reason, I was 217 pounds. So I'm up 3 pounds from yesterday, probably because I was in the car driving, because here's the thing about the scale for me. Yes, it does bug me. It does mind bug me. I weigh every day because I think it's important for me to not be in denial about what's going on. However, if I am doing what I need to do, which is eating clean, whole foods, exercising, drinking my water, if I am doing the things I need to do and the scale jumps up like that, it's just an anomaly, and I'm, not happy about it, but I'm not going to let it impact me because I know it's fluid or something. So anyway, I'm 217.2 today. And if I would have made this yesterday, I would have lost weight. But now I guess I'm up 1.4 pounds from last week. All right. So really quick synopsis of these 3 years. I have, in most of my journey, I have followed a high protein, low carb diet. It wasn't keto because I wasn't eating the level of fats that are part of keto. Probably my first year and a half, when I was tracking daily, my carbs were below 50. My protein was between 60 and 80. And at the maximum calories I reached before going on keto, which is what I'm doing now, was about 1,200 calories a day. I worked out extensively throughout my journey. I started working with a personal trainer 6 weeks post-op. I worked with him solid through for a year and a half. I think that I am as proud of the physical strength and the sort of sense I have of myself as someone who loves physical fitness. And I almost want to say who's an athlete. I don't know what the actual definition of an athlete is, but I love moving my body. I love how it feels. And what did I find at 48 years old is I am good at it. I can do it. I have strength and endurance, and I love it. So that is as important to me as having lost 200 pounds. So what happened? So anyway, one of the things that working out did for me, and it was predominantly strength training, was, I was wearing, and am now again, but I was wearing a size 10 when many people who weighed much less than I did were also in that size, like 20 to 30 pounds. I also think it drastically helped my loose skin, because when you lose 200 pounds, there's some things left over. Okay, so 18 months ago-ish, I started dating. At that time, I sort of let a lot of things kind of fall apart. I wasn't working out as much. My trainer was moving to a new gym. So I sort of let that go, and I started drinking alcohol. So the lowest weight I've gotten to is about 198 pounds. You guys heard I'm 217 today. I think that the majority of the reason for that has to do with alcohol consumption. Not totally, but the majority. I have always eaten whole, clean foods for the most part on my journey. I do not graze throughout the day. I have usually eaten 4 to 5 times a day. My biggest food issue is nighttime eating. I will wake up in the middle of the night and want to eat the food and not be awake enough and conscious enough to tell me no. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Now, I am back to being serious about getting this regain off and also getting down to 180 pounds. I would like to accomplish that in the next year. And I sort of think I can do that. So how am I doing that? I am following a ketogenic lifestyle, which is high protein, low carb, high fat diet. My trainer is back at a new gym. I'm working out with him twice a week, and I will be adding at least one other workout, probably yoga, or maybe something at 24-hour fitness, because I was really pissed off when I found out I couldn't cancel my membership, because I wanted to do that once my trainer got his gym back. So exercise at least 3 times a week, drinking water, and controlling my alcohol intake. I only like to set goals I can achieve. Alcohol is, it's an issue for me in terms of empty calories and in terms of socializing. So I need to start training myself to not have to have that. And I have over the last, it's only been a week and a half, but have significantly cut down, probably like 1/10 of the amount of alcohol that I consumed before. So what are my rules for myself around alcohol? Never drink 2 days in a row. Never consume alcohol 2 days in a row, and only consume no carb alcoholic beverages. Okay, so that's where you guys know I am. From a mental perspective, I had been in therapy on and off my whole life. I had psychoanalysis, which was going to therapy 4 days a week for a year. A few years before, I had weight loss surgery. If I wouldn't have done that, I don't think I would have ever gotten to a point where I would have, I only have 2 more minutes. I have too much to say. I don't think I would have ever gotten to a point where I would have allowed myself or thought I was deserving enough to have weight loss surgery. I can't afford to do therapy at that level now. I am trying to do once a month. It's really helpful for me. Okay. What else? So really quickly, and I only have a couple more minutes left, what I wanted to talk about today was there was a meme that I posted on Instagram yesterday that said, what did it say? It said, don't fear failure, fear being in the exact same place next year as you are today. So I want to talk a little bit about how I'm different and how I have changed and grown since this time last year that isn't about weight, but are about truly important things. So Where was I at a year ago last year? I thought it was yesterday, but Facebook reminded me it was actually today. So a year ago, last year, I was deeply, deeply, deeply in love with someone, and they had to move across country. On my first visit, this time last year, I was visiting them for the first time in their new home in New Hampshire. And while I was there, I basically found out that that I had been really lied to and deceived, and it crushed me. And so a year ago today, I made a video on a bridge in New Hampshire crying about this man who had disappointed me so much. But the part that really impacts me now when I watch that video is there was a song that he really liked by Kid Rock called I Want to Be Your Johnny Cash. And that had come up during the weekend, and the lyrics to those, you know, whatever, you can figure out what the song's about. But anyway, in that video I say, I want my Johnny Cash. I think I deserve my Johnny Cash. But I said it with this really tremulous voice. Like I didn't really believe it. And I don't think I believed it at that time. And it's not just about a man and having a man who loves and adores you. But it's like at that point last year, I was just learning I was just learning to see how much I deserved. So how have I changed in this last year? It knocked me on my ass. The breakup of that relationship knocked me on my ass. It played out over YouTube in hugely humiliating ways that I will never go back and watch. And the only reason the videos are still up is I often get messages from people saying that it's helpful to them. But anyway, it took me 3 months to seriously get over that. And I have never been that brokenhearted over a relationship before. And my husband died. But I think part of it was that I was grieving a lot of relationships and a lot of things around that particular relationship. So what have I learned in this last year? Who am I now that is different from that woman that was sitting on a bridge? Number one, I believe in my worth, and I believe that I deserve everything. And most importantly, I deserve to be happy and healthy, whether that has to do with how I'm taking care of my physical health, my mental health, who I'm in relationship with, the people that are deserving to be in relationship with me, my friendships, my work life. I deserve the best, and so do you. And I felt forever that I didn't. So this is huge. This is a huge way I've changed in the last year. How else have I changed? I isolated myself for many years. Because of the weight loss surgery community, I really expanded my social circles. But a year ago today, I did not have the level of friendships that I have today because I wasn't used to it. And there have been some hard things that have happened in my friendships with people, to my friends and in our relationships with each other, that we moved through. Now, if something upsetting happens to me, I know that I can call and be vulnerable and intimate with these people who are my closest friends, and that they will love and accept me even when I do stupid things, and I will love and accept them. And that has been huge growth. And the work that it required from somebody who wasn't used to really socially interacting and engaging at a deep level of friendships. I've never had friendships like I do today. And the work that it took was very hard and uncomfortable, and I did not like it, but I did it, and I'm on the other side of it. What else did I learn? My whole life, I thought that if I loved someone, and this is particularly in romantic relationships, but it carries across the board, that if I loved someone and that fell apart, I would not survive it. I particularly thought about it with that relationship with Brian because it was my first relationship. It was a very different relationship to anyone I'd ever had before, even though I'd always had relationships and been married twice. This was very different, and I showed up as my true self as much as I could at that time. And so I really thought, when this ends, it is going to kill me. It didn't. I survived. And that has opened my heart up in more ways than you guys know, because I know I can do it, you know? And here's the other thing. I will say what I have to say in a relationship. And I used to never do that because I was afraid if I did that, that person wouldn't like me, the relationship would fall apart. And here's what I know now. If I can't say my truth about something, then I don't need to be in that relationship at all because it's not real. I'm not being real with the other person, and I'm not allowing them to be real or respond to what my needs are. And it's better to know early on if, you know, this is who I am, and if that's not gonna work. I mean, I'm an over communicator to the nth degree, and if that doesn't work in a relationship, I need to know that early because it's who I am. And yes, that is a huge growth curve for me. So anyway, those are just a few of the ways. I have to go, but those are just a few of the ways that I have changed in this year, and I can't wait to see how I've changed a year ago or a year from now. I love you guys so to pieces. Thank you for everything. You are, I don't know, you're my people. All right, have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.